Say hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our day.
Welcome to our day.
Good boy.
All day rock and roll.
That was the best.
Did you tell them about the flower?
Nope.
So, when we were at Harry Potter World, when we were coming out, when we were going in, Charlie saw these flowers and she said that she was going to get one. So when we came out, she snuck over there and went to get one. Went to pick it up and like 3 or 4 staff members kept coming around the corner and I'm there like, what do? I can't shout. If I shout, they'll look. And then she was just like, crap, because like her back was to them, but she realised they were there. And then she was like, I think I'll go to the one on the corner so that I can actually see if people are coming. But anyway, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you the flower, and then I'm going to tell you an interesting fact about this flower. So this is the flower.
Which is stunning.
And massive.
I have my hand.
Yeah.
I have never seen a flower like that before.
No. And this flower is called an Allium Christophi, which we thought was really weird, considering Christopher, obviously.
My stepdad.
Yeah. He booked this hotel for us and this stay for us. He planned it all.
Right, just before he passed away suddenly.
Yeah, so we just thought that...
The fact it caught my eye.
Yeah, the fact that... Like, Charlie just said, we need to figure out what this is.
Why don't you put the camera back on your face instead of looking at
Because
the
it's a pretty flower, it's cool. But yeah, so we need to figure out what this is. And then she remembered that I've got this app on my phone where you can scan a flower or a plant or whatever to find out what it is. And once you've figured out what it is, you can add it to your garden if it's one that you've got in your garden or like your house or whatever.
So you know how to take care of it.
Yeah, and it'll tell you how to take care of it, when to water it, and you can set alarms to remember to water it, which is very helpful if you're like me who forgets. Because I often forget, and since having the alarms on my phone, I have been able to keep the plant alive, which is unlike me. But yeah, it's a really good app. I'll try and get Charlie to, if I can find a link. You could probably find a link, can't we?
More than likely.
We'll see. If we can, we'll put it in. If not, then obviously we won't. But yeah, so we just wanted to tell you guys that because we thought that was really weird, that we just wanted to obviously know what it was, and it turns out that it's Chris in a flower.
Pretty much.
And it's purple.
Which is another weird thing because that was their wedding wedding colours.
And also the colour for my senior gravis.
Yep.
Which is what...
Life,
yeah.
basically.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really cool. But yeah, have we said about like the end of the day and everything?
Everyone's kind of merging right now.
Yeah, we don't... Why are you shook then?
Because my leg's down, it's on my nerves.
Okay. We got back from Harry Potter studio tour thing, and we are knackered.
They screwed up our McDonald's.
They did. Hang on. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. But yeah, McDonald's messed up our order. Well, first of all, I don't think we said, but when we were going into Harry Potter, because Charlie had to ring up after we booked it to then get the disabled person's carer ticket, there was all this like hoopla. And
hoopla?
Yeah.
Hoo-ha, babe. Hoopla.
Hoopla sounds a lot more fun than hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha.
Hoopla.
Being hoopla. Hoopla, hoopla, stick it up your hoopla.
My mum used to say hoopla, hoopla, stick it up your jupla all the time. And I don't know why she used to say it. I don't know where it comes from.
I don't know,
Did
I've
she
always
make
said
it up?
it.
Yeah, you say hoopla, hoopla, stick it up your hoopla. But she
Hoopla,
said,
I say.
well, yeah, but she says jupla.
Mm.
Like, literally jupla. I don't know.
Someone's coming in then.
No, it's me kicking a bag. But anyway, back on topic, if I can remember what the topic is. Oh yeah, they couldn't find my carer ticket. Couldn't find it. Like, they could not find it at all on the system. And we were like freaking out because we were just sat there like, if they have not done my ticket, which could possibly mean that they've, if adding me
Too
to the
many
tour,
numbers.
yeah, it might have overloaded the numbers, and then we wouldn't be able to go in, and everything would be ruined. And then this lady comes in, she sorts it out. Thank goodness.
The manager.
Yeah, I think so. And on top of that, we paid for priority parking, but because we are disabled, we actually got the money that we paid for the priority parking back to us. And because we got priority parking, as we were going in, we got a really cool sticker. It's very awesome. But yeah, so there's that. And then, yeah, McDonald's messed up our order. They forgot the McFlurries, and by the time we got back to the hotel, got us in and everything like that.
Which I really needed one because it is so sodding hot.
Yeah, it's really hot. But yeah, by the time we got back and realised that they didn't give us the McFlurries, our food was cold. We tried to ring them, and then, like, I was just like, for God's sake, I'll just go over there. I went
By
in.
this point, she had taken off her bra, top, shoes, and socks.
Everything, apart from my trousers and pants. Yeah. So I had to get redressed. I did not put my bra back on. I went bra commando.
And sock commando.
And sock commando. They're lucky I didn't go pant commando. But yeah, so I went over to McDonald's again. I took the food with me and went in there and explained the situation. It was just like, you guys didn't give us the McFlurries even though we ordered them. And by the time we got back, I said home because, you know.
You don't know.
No. I said by the time we got back home and realised,
Food was cold.
well, yeah, not just like getting home and realised, but then like went back there, then the food was cold. And so I was just like, so we would like the McFlurries, but also we would like our food replaced, please, because it's kind of your fault that it happened. And he was like,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
have to
our
get,
fault.
well, he said, first of all, he was like, oh, I'll have to get my manager. So he got the manager, and then I had to explain it again. And then he was like, yeah, it is our fault, but we're not supposed to do that. And I just looked at him like, obviously I had my mask on, but I was just like, I was so unimpressed. Because, like, I am killing, I'm really tired. Just, ugh, ready for bed. But also was hungry and needed some food. But yeah, so I wasn't very impressed. And I don't know if it was the murderous look in my eyes from being so tired and in pain. But, but in the end, he decided, okay, I will give you the McFlurries that you purchased, and I will replace your food for you.
Damn right you will,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. So he did that, and then I was just like waiting for it all and whatnot, and he brought it up to me, and I held the bag with the cold food and was just like, what do I do with this then? And he was like, oh, well, I can chuck it away for you if you want, if that's the cold food. And I was just like, well, you can if you want, or I can do it. I don't mind either way. Because obviously, what with COVID, they're probably not 100% happy with taking things back from people. And he was like, yeah, you can just do whatever you want with it. So yeah,
then.
that'll be dinner tomorrow then. we'll just have it cold. But yeah, I'm glad we got it replaced for today though, because obviously we wanted a hot meal today. And our ice creams.
And then there's the parking.
Oh yeah, when we got back from Harry Potter, this hotel, it's not got a massive car park anyway, but there are 4 disabled spaces.
5. 4 and then 1 on its own, next to the 2 electric.
There's 5 disabled
And it's
spaces.
not, there's 6 because there's 1 right in front of our window here, next to the Google Street vehicle.
There are 6 disabled spaces, and we came in and struggled to get into one because it was one of those stupid disabled spaces that they only have one side that's got available, like the cross hatching on the side. They had some cross hatching stuff on the back, but like, and then there was like this plant area.
Our car is huge.
Yeah, I friggin' hate it when they do things like that, because obviously it is possible for 2 disabled people to be in that car, for 2 disabled people to need wheelchairs, to be sat on both sides of the car. So if that's the situation, you're fluffed. But anyway, we pulled in, a bit stressed because they're bad spaces anyway, and they're like it was like the last space. We spot that in the one that we parked yesterday, a food delivery person,
An Uber Eats.
yeah, like an Uber Eats person, parked in the disabled bay just to go in and deliver their delivery. And then
And they weren't disabled because they ran in with the food.
yeah, no, they weren't disabled. They put their hazards on. Park in the disabled and put your hazards on. Apparently that's fine. It's not, if you thought it was. And then to top it off, this man in a business suit, very active. We know that people can have hidden disabilities. We are aware of that. However,
He was not hidden.
no, and he did not have a disabled badge. He got out of his car, got his suit.
He actually had a BMW, like 4x4 BMW with a personalised number plate. It was really personalised.
Yeah. So he didn't have a disabled badge. And when he'd walked in, Charlie looked at the dashes of all of the other disabled cars, and from what he could see, not a single one of those people who was in those disabled bays, apart from us, and bearing in mind there are 6 bays, none of them had disabled badges.
I'm guessing they would have taken away 2 spaces as well to put the electricity ones in. Otherwise, it's very odd to have one floating on its own.
Yeah. So, obviously on our way in, I go to reception and I say, just so you know, there are quite a few cars parked in the disabled that don't have disabled badges. And she was like, oh, okay, thank you so much for letting me know. The dude that we saw getting out of the car stood in reception,
Literally
looking all
about 4
fancy.
foot away from
Yeah,
us.
literally. And then she's like, oh, thank you so much for letting us know. We'll go and check it out and, sort it out. And then we go to turn away. She looks at this dude and then turns back to us and is like, oh, actually, they probably have pin badges to say that they're allowed to park there because, what did they say? They're the managers or something?
They're staff. That's what she
Yeah,
said.
basically they're like the higher up staffs, basically. And we know that they're the higher up staffs because he came in a full blown suit kind of thing.
Which his shirt's hung up in his car.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's got this badge. So just because he works here, they've said that he can park in the disabled. That's not right. You shouldn't.
If you don't know, it's actually illegal to park in a disabled space if you're not disabled. The problem is, if it's a private car park like this one is, it's then down to the discretion of the owner, which is ridiculous, because if it's illegal, it's illegal.
Yeah, and I think it's really, really bad of the staff to allow that to happen, because either way, if it was somebody that worked here who had a disability, they would still put up a disabled badge.
Yeah.
Because that's what disabled people do when they park in the disabled
illegal
spot.
and you'll get a fine if it's not there.
Yeah. So the fact that they are letting, the fact that there are 6 disabled bays, and they were letting a delivery dude park in one, and in the other 4 disabled bays was all presumably like the people who worked here. That is just and then
if we had got there a second later,
yeah, we wouldn't have had anywhere to park.
no.
And next we have managed to book an extra night,
Which is annoying. This whole COVID shit
Yeah.
and not accepting cash is starting to piss us off.
yeah.
You now had to put it on the credit card.
Yeah, which means we end up actually having to pay back more than what we
The
wanted.
rooms were.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've managed to pay for one more night. We currently don't have all of the meds we would need to do that. However, tomorrow we'll have to ring 111 and get them to do an emergency prescription for Charlie's meds, because as it currently stands, I'm not safe for driving back at the moment.
She's too exhausted.
I am too exhausted. My legs are like sort of giving out, and they're not doing what I want them to do. Like up until we sat down for dinner, like for lunch. We call it dinner, but lunch for most people. Up until that point, everything was fine. I felt really good, and it was awesome. And then, like, we'd sat down and had dinner, and just at some point after that, I just started feeling really unwell, didn't I?
Yeah.
Ended up having to have some pain relief, and just... I was just...
slower.
Yeah, I was just at that point, it was like a click of the switch. It just hit me all of a sudden.
And like I said, we've been walking since breakfast. Well, we woke up at 7:30, and then we went to breakfast at 8, then got ready, and then we'd been literally on the go from that point.
Yeah, and obviously I've got to use my legs for driving, and obviously then all the walking that we were doing while we were there. So I guess apart from sitting down while we were eating, I wasn't really moving my legs at that point.
It was 6 hours walking, like, non-stop.
Yeah, and when you've been in shielding for 18 months and you've basically been too scared to even go into your garden, you don't get much exercise or walking done. But yeah, so my legs don't like me at the moment, and I'm in a lot of pain, so I don't think it would be safe for me to drive back tomorrow. So yeah.
The joys of chronic illness.
Yeah, Charlie had to persuade me to come to that decision though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I feel bad about it.
Especially because obviously we don't have meds, so we had to try and reason with her that it's okay to then ring 111 and just say we don't have enough meds, and can we get a doctor to fax a prescription to the pharmacy.
Yeah, because obviously it's really difficult, like, especially seeing as like I'm the one who packed the meds, and usually whenever we have to go away, I'll put in like a couple of days of spare just in case I drop a med or like we get delayed or whatever. But because actually, you know what it was? Because the pharmacy were being so ridiculous with the meds and didn't deliver them until the last minute, and we didn't even know if they were actually going to be coming. By the time like it came time to actually doing the meds, it just did not even occur to. That was really floaty. It's nice. Yeah. But yeah, by that point, there you go, babe. Line. I don't know what I was talking about. What was I saying?
Pharmacy taking the piss of being late.
Yeah, exactly. By that point, I'd calculated how many days we were away for, and only did that many days of meds, which I don't normally do. So, if the pharmacy hadn't had messed up again, then I probably would have done the meds, I think, because they would have been already done, they would have already been in the pots, and it would have been fine. I could have just grabbed the extra pots, which I would have done, but I didn't. So, yeah. So I feel bad for that. Plus also, I also feel bad that we have to spend another 60 quid to have another night at the hotel. And 60 quid for some people isn't much. 60 quid for us is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money.
Especially when it's credit cards.
Right?
Yep. It'll probably add on another 30-40 quid on top of it.
Yeah. So, it's really crappy. If they just accepted, like, the cash, then it would have been fine, because we've still got some cash left from...
We didn't spend it all in Harry Potter.
No, from what we had for that, but oh, that's another thing I'll tell you in a minute. God. But yeah, if they'd taken cash, then it would have been fine, but they said that they don't even have any like float or cash in the building, because they've not accepted it for a while, and in terms of the cash, we picked some stuff up at like the train station bit, to
like Hogwarts.
Yeah. To buy some stuff from that. Went to go pay, and they didn't accept cash, so I nearly cry, and I'm just like, you don't accept it at all. We've got no other way of paying. That's it. And he was really nice. He was just like, hang on a minute, I'll see what I can do. So he rung somebody up, I don't know who it was, but he rung them up, and he said that they can't take the payment there, but for people who have literally no other option but to pay with cash, at the very end where there's a shop, they've got one till set up for cash payments. So they took the items that we'd picked there over for us, so that when we got to the end, we could pay there, which is really good, because I think I would have cried if he'd said that we couldn't do it. I would have cried, because I was feeling fragile.
And you wouldn't have been able to have got anything.
Exactly, and I think that's the majority of why I probably would have cried, because this is a once in a lifetime thing. We're never going to be able to do this again, probably. So.
And obviously the things that we got, do you want to show them? Well, we got our Lego bits, which I showed you earlier.
Yeah, and then I'll just pause you guys and get the stuff out, and then we'll show you. First off, comes in this really cool bag, which we are probably going to end up trying to frame that.
For the Harry Potter room.
Yeah, we got a 3D puzzle which lights it up.
We have been making these at home. We've got 4 made so far, but they don't light up.
No, but this one does, which is quite exciting.
Yeah.
We got
Boom.
one of these, which you may or may not be seeing in the vlog shortly. We got a Marauders map 300-piece puzzle,
Boom.
which is going to be fun. And we got some writing paper, of course.
Can't be a stationery hoarder without getting some stationery.
Oh no.
Just an FYI, if you do like stationery, they sell wax seal stamps at the shop. This is going to be really bad, but do not buy them.
Yeah, they don't work, do
I
they?
have one. It does not stamp. It does not work. And it, for the price, I think it's like £20 odd, and it's a square. The emblem doesn't come out on it, so please just don't waste your money.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got mine on eBay.
Yeah. Initially, when we went into Harry Potter, we didn't manage to get one of these, but luckily...
I didn't even know about them.
Well, no, but the first section, we managed to find it. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but throughout you could stamp it. Like, they had these, like, big stamps that you...
Embossers.
Yeah, like, you stand on and it embosses it, and it's really cool. And it's like a passport-y thing, and obviously we got one each, so we've got... I might get Charlie to input photos, because it's hard to see some of them. But yeah, so we got those.
And the great thing is, we've got embossing powder at home, so we could actually make them more visible.
Yes. This is the car sticker thing. Obviously, we didn't stick it in the car. I just plonked it in the window, but yay. We also got, what would be this? We got this fridge magnet.
Because we're obsessed with fridge magnets.
We
We
are.
collect them from everywhere we go.
Which is the proclamation. It's so cute.
Is it not proclamation?
I don't know.
Rules, basically. That
Yeah.
Dolores did when she took over.
Yeah, but it's really cool, and it's cute because they've like put in like all of the small little fine print details and stuff as well. So we got that one. We got two
That's apple.
apple lollies, which are a really cute shape. I just wanted to point out. Two banana ones.
And 2 black cherry.
Oh yeah, that's another apple. We got. Here we go. Nope, that's a banana. Where'd the other ones go? And 2 black cherry. We also got some strawberry, white chocolate covered strawberry honeycomb, which we thought was really cool.
Yeah.
£6 for honeycomb, but we thought it's cool. It feels heavy, even though it's only 120 grams, but we also got this magnet, which is really cool. We had initially put in a sheet of 12 little
Character ones.
yeah, but once we'd found these, we were like, no, we want to swap them over. We also got, some of you guys who've been here for a while, you'd know that we tend to buy a special Christmas bauble every year. Well, we have purchased this year's special Christmas bauble. We may also have to frame some of this paper.
Yeah, so don't break it.
But we have our Christmas bauble. Is that not so adorable? Meow. It's so cute. Yeah. And last but certainly not least, we bought a baby outfit, which I can't hold up because I have one hand.
Which, the smallest size they had is 6 to 9 months.
I thought it was just 6 months.
Okay,
But
well, 6 months minimum. Which is ridiculous. Like,
it's quite big, isn't it? Like that wouldn't fit Nova at all.
perspective.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's insane. Oh my gosh. That's funny. But yeah, so we'll just save that for like,
Hopefully when we have our children.
yeah. Yeah. And then in there is just the initial bag that they bought our first shopping over to the last end of the shop with. But yeah, so we think that's a really cool haul. There was a lot more stuff that we could have bought there if we had like endless money, but obviously we don't.
We were good.
Yeah, we were good. So yeah, we tried really hard to just think of things that
Were meaningful.
yeah, and enjoyable and everything for us. So
Yeah.
that was good. But yeah, we had a really good day.
Yup.
We chatted with a lot of the staff. It was so lovely.
Looked at some name badges and took down some names.
You wrote them down, did you?
Yep.
Amazing. I was hoping that you would.
I have an obsession of finding out who everybody's names are as I go along.
Yeah.
And if they've been good, then I will let their managers know. It's just something I've always done.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the very end, when we were paying, we were just like, we told the lady that we'd been in Shielding for 18 months, and this is pretty much the first place we've been. And
It is the first place, other than a funeral.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, other than a funeral and a couple of hospital appointments, this is the first place we've been. And we just said that although we both have anxieties, all the measures they've taken made the day enjoyable and not stressful in terms of that. So it was really good. And yeah, it's just crazy like how different it was, to the extent that when we were in Gringotts, there was nobody else in there.
No.
And and you remembered that when my mum went with my sister and her wife, they took a picture and they were squished because there were so many people in that room. But it's insane. I can't even imagine.
No.
Like, just imagine all of the details that we would have seen that they would have missed because they just wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Definitely.
And also, I don't know why or how or whatever, but the bits that we were under the impression that Charlie couldn't go on, some of them she could.
The only thing I couldn't go on was a bit of the bridge that they'd taken and put by the restaurant. I couldn't obviously get up into the night bus, and although there is a ramp to get into Privet Drive, I've got a fat person wheelchair, so it wouldn't have gone in.
No, you would have had to have had like quite a small wheelchair to get in through that. But yeah, so other than that, like, we were under the impression that we wouldn't be able
Even
to go down
online it says
Diagon.
all of this stuff that I couldn't do.
Yeah, like Diagon Alley and stuff. And that's one of like the main pieces that you want to go and see.
Yeah.
But we just went through, and there was staff there. They were chatting to us, and everything was fine. I mean, it wasn't that great for you and your body because, you know,
It was old cobblestones.
But yeah, we were allowed through there, and everything was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, so this is like a big old rant and explanations
The
and
actual videos
everything.
for Harry Potter itself is probably going to come out over the weekend.
Yeah, and there's going to be more than one video because it's quite long.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
She videoed the whole thing
yeah, she did.
for
She's
those
good.
that can't get
Yeah,
there.
everything that we were allowed to video, because there are certain areas that you're not allowed to video at.
Yeah.
But obviously everything that we could, we did. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
I've chipped my bloody tooth.
Yeah,
Don't know how. Don't know when.
it just happens, doesn't it? Just like,
But it's bugging me now
Yeah.
because I know it's there.
it will.
And I got a birthday badge.
And every staff member said, "Happy birthday!"
And so yeah, if you're going there for a birthday, just let them know, and they'll give you a badge, and they'll just make it known, and they will celebrate it with you.
Yeah.
So, which was quite nice considering my birthdays have always been shit. Like my nan died on my 13th birthday, and a load of other stuff happened between the 13th and being older. And then Chris obviously passed away a week after my birthday this year, and yeah, so it's not been brilliant. So to then have like a whole community of wizardry people wishing you a happy birthday is quite good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are, as we mentioned, knackered. I was going to say kapooper, but it didn't want to come out my mouth at that moment.
Oh.
Yeah. But
and
yeah.
It's really hot in here, so I want to get my clothes off.
Oh. I approve. But yeah, so we are going to go and do meds and go to sleep.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
So thanks for coming on this very exhausting but good day with us. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.